hello. Hello, hello. Coffee time. Let's take a run up at it, eh? Music news. Johnny Rotten loses his High Court case against the rest of the Pistols, well, remaining members in the estate of Sid. This is to do with the current TV production that's going on. Steve Jones's Lonely Boy biography is being adapted by what's his name? Danny Boyle, not Danny Boy. And yeah, they're adapting it for, I don't know if it's Apple TV, one of that lot. And Lydon didn't want anything to do with it because he reckons it's the most disrespectful shit I've ever had to endure. So he took him to court. Now the Pistols had a rule. They had an agreement where it was like a majority rule. So they voted on how music should be used, and he lost. He lost the majority rule. He was outvoted by the rest of the members and the estate of Sid, and so he took him to court. He was never going to win because they'd agreed this setup many years ago. But yeah, it kind of held up the production of the TV show. I think Maisie Williams is in it as well, from Game of Thrones. But I mean, the good thing is the TV production could net each of them £5 million. So quid's in. But I wonder how much the legal costs would have mounted up for Lydon. But yeah, a bit of an unusual one. But Lydon can be a cantankerous old contrarian when he wants to be, and you got to love him for that. I think it's always good to be the person who says no now and again. We'll have to wait and see if Danny Boyle's show is any good. But yeah, he didn't want any involvement in it because I think he wanted to change the script and whatnot. And so he denied them use of the music, and that's how it ended up in court. And he lost, which he was going to do because he'd made an agreement for the majority share rule. So yeah, that is finger on the pulse music story. Again, it's not a lot else. It's all Afghanistan, and mind you, they reckon that a heatwave in the UK might begin with 12 days of 81 degrees centigrade and 81 degrees Fahrenheit, wrong teeth, temperatures, because there's been a bit of a washout over here. Global warming, that's what it is. It's global warming. So it'd be interesting to see if that happens. They did promise us the African plume, I think they called it. African plume we were going to get. Never happened. I think that was going to be the end of July, but they keep promising us summer. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh God, like I said, what else? It's all Afghanistan this and Afghanistan that, and no one's happy. Rightly so. It's a bit of a bad one, isn't it? Really. Anything else here? Oh, miserable stories. There's no funnies. I did collect a couple. There we go. This is a story. He's anonymous. He's an anonymous fellow from Birmingham. 34-year-old fellow was having a psychotic episode. Tried to kill himself. Oh, boo. Isn't that a shame? How did he decide to kill himself? He decided to cut off his own penis with a kitchen knife. This was in the British Medical Journal case reports. And they included disturbing images, but we can't do that because you'll have to subscribe to the British Medical Journal case reports for all the sordid details. But yeah, he was found unconscious at his home, but they managed to reattach said member, And 6 weeks afterwards, managed to get erection. So there you go. If you tell, if potential partners ask, "Oh, where'd you get that scar?" Might send him over the edge again. But yeah, it was the penis had been detached from his body for 23 hours. But it was put on ice, and yeah. Meanwhile, a transgender woman, otherwise known as a man in a dress, was forced to have a testicle removed after it became twisted, and well, I mean, if you do that kind, because what they do is they tuck, don't they? They tuck everything underneath. I'm feeling a bit. I'm reading the details and I'm feeling a little bit bilious, but it's known as a testicular torsion, and the testicle become twisted. It can also become, in extreme cases, become detached. In other, it could be pushed back up into the abdomen, and that can become gangrenous as well, which is nice. But yeah, he had to have it removed. So he's had the operation. One testicle and had a cafe, Gordon Street Coffee House, or Gordon Street Coffee in Edinburgh. That's how the jocks say it. No, I'm just saying that for the Americans. It's Edinburgh. I'm getting a purr. I've fallen foul of right-thinking people, otherwise known as the whingers and the moaners. Why? How did they fall foul? How did they fall foul? Well, what they've done is on their sandwich board, on the board outside, on their A board, A frame, they've made it easy for people to know what sandwiches are available. You see, you got your Peppa Pig, an Ermintrude from Magic Roundabout, and the right-minded thinkers and whingers said, "Oh, it's going to upset kids." Upset kids because, Peppa Pig. Not so much a Magic Roundabout fans because we're all in our 50s. Yes. And meanwhile, animal rights group PETA has led the outrage. Luring kids to meaty meals with cartoons of happy animals isn't new. It's dishonest. Kids love animals. They also love them between two slices of bread. And it would be horrific to see gentle pig's throat slit for a sandwich. Oh, steady on now. You're putting me off me ham sandwich. I think children need to know. They shouldn't. Instead, they should be, should say, well, children need to know where their meat comes from. So, yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, Cheshire Police, they've updated their police cars. It's quite an important change because sometimes the police cars are a little bit, they're a little bit inconspicuous. You don't always realise that they're police cars. I don't know if you've ever had that problem. Well, up in Cheshire, they've had some cars repainted. I think it's so the public can recognise that they're the police. Tell what you think. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? It's yeah, it's to promote Pride again. Pride, is it Pride Month again? I thought we had Pride Month the other month, and it's to aid online hate crimes and give confidence to the LGBT plus community. Yeah. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know how that helps anyone. How that helps anyone beat hate crimes? Do you? Do you know? I don't see it myself. But it seems to be a thing now that we've got to jump on this. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bandwagon. I think it's a good. In a way, it's a good thing, but it's just become. It's almost like a joke. It's become a joke, isn't it? Really, it's funny. It's laughable. You know. It's bad enough when the police are on the back of the floats in their gimp outfits, isn't it? With their little helmets on. They've got their little helmets out. See, I thought I'd get a helmet joke in, but apparently Pride have also released the new police uniform. Cheshire for the Pride thing. Cheshire Police, it's their new uniform. Don't know if you're going to like it, but yeah, I think it goes with that car, don't you? I think it goes with that car. I mean, really, do we have to do this? I mean, it's just, I don't know. How can anyone take the police seriously anymore? Oh dear. So yeah, that's it. It's the news. Is that the news? Is there anything? Oh, we've reconnected. Disconnected there for a minute. Don't know why. Roger's in. Having a good day? Not particularly. Am I well? Yeah, not. I'm still alive. Anyway, glad you. Oh, well, Richard says we taught our boys where meat comes from, so there's been no issue for their enjoyment. Meantime, you ask some adults where their food comes from, and they can't conceive anything before the store. Well, again, I think we live in a very infantilised society now. To take a look at the police pride car. Again, I've got nothing wrong with promoting those kind of things, but I don't know. I just think it makes it ridiculous. It takes all seriousness out of the subject matter. I don't know. I think world's getting stupider and stupider every day. But what can you do about it? Just point and stare and mock. That's all we can do. But I'm sure, if the police spent more time catching the criminals instead of repainting their cars, the world would be a better place. But that ain't going to happen. Too busy scouring Twitter, aren't they, for non-hate crimes or whatever it's called. Yeah. Hey. Or escorting feminists from pubs up in Scotland. The serious crimes. Anyway. I am left wing, by the way. I am left wing. I just find everything a bit ridiculous at the moment. The world's gone mad. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to drink it up.